Hi guys, we are discussing the Arthashastra and we are in the sections where the translator gives small gists about larger topics, which we will get to in detail in later videos. And in this video, I'll get through very small 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph portions discussed under 4 topics because they are so small. So I'll discuss them all in this one video. Civic life, consumer protection, welfare of government servants, and welfare of prisoners. Civic life. Kautilya was aware of the dangers inherent in the confined and densely packed cities, particularly with regard to fire, hygiene, and privacy. The welfare of the people could be guaranteed only by having clear regulations, fixing the responsibility of the citizen, and by providing appropriate penalties for violations. The verses dealing with prevention, house building, and hygiene have been collected under Civic Responsibility and Municipal Regulations in Chapter 7, which we will get to much later. The rules were not applied indiscriminately. For example, passing urine or feces in a public place was not punished if it was due to illness, medication, or fear. This is the nuances of a Kautilyan state. The rules on sanitation inside houses were relaxed for childbirth and the 10-day lying-in period. House building regulations could be modified by mutual agreement among neighbors so long as the undesirable was avoided, so long as they didn't fight or something. Consumer protection. The rules regarding protection of the welfare of the consumer by control over merchants and weights and measures have been referred to earlier. Other rules take into account the propensity of artisans and craftsmen to cheat the public. These not only refer to goldsmiths and silversmiths palming off precious metals, but note that washermen wore their customers' clothes. All verses on consumer protection have been collated in Chapter 6. Welfare of government servants. While government servants were always under suspicion of wanting to skim off government revenue into their own pockets, they were also rewarded for good work. Quote from Chanakya himself. Those officials who do not eat up the king's wealth but increase it in a just manner and are loyally devoted to the king shall be made permanent in service. End quote. Another quote. An official who accomplishes a task as ordered or better shall be honored with a promotion and rewards. End quote. The family of a government servant who died on duty was looked after by the state. An official whose property was liable to confiscation because he caused loss of revenue was spared confiscation if he had any dependents. Welfare of prisoners. The welfare of prisoners was safeguarded by the following: having separate prisons for men and women, providing halls, water wells, latrines and bathrooms, keeping the prisons free of fire hazards and poisonous insects, protecting the rights of prisoners to their daily activities like eating, sleeping, and exercise, putting restrictions on warders from harassing or torturing prisoners, prescribing severe punishments for rape of women prisoners, and releasing prisoners periodically as well as by general and special amnesties.